Okay, today in Sadio's kitchen, we're going to be making oxtails in our Ninja foodie. Okay, and this is not the first time I've made oxtails, um, since Chris really likes them. But if you cook them in a crock pot, it takes like all day. Okay, some of the ingredients I'll be using are I sliced up some celery, carrots, tomatoes, and onions. I have some peppers here. I'll be using the green peppers. I buy these and I slice them up and I put them in the refrigerator so they'll last longer and stay fresher. I have garlic, minced garlic that I'm going to use. I've already trimmed my oxtails, to get a lot. I mean, it's if you have the fat on there, you have a lot of grease, or it makes a lot of grease. I'll be using a little Worcestershire sauce and some low sodium soy sauce, a little kitchen bouquet, you know, olive oil. I'll be using that when I sear my my oxtails. Okay. Also, I'm going to be using beef broth. Right now, I have that on the stove, and I'm letting it boil. Like I said, we have a little salt and pepper, and one other thing I'm going to be using is going to be Sazon. Okay, and let's see, where did I put the Sazon? Okay, the Sazon, I get this big thing, and usually I just use one of these, just you know what, you can add this to just about anything, and I mean, it just add a little bit more flavor to it. I buy a gigantic box because I use it on fish, I use it on, chicken. I use it in different salads, and it's really good. Okay, you can. This right here is, I guess, just a little lower in sodium. You can buy the regular one, but like I say, I like this particular one here. Okay. All right, I'll be back in a few minutes and we'll start searing the oxtails in the Ninja Foodie. Okay, before I forget, I like to take a little bit of flour. A little bit of flour. It's going to come in handy a little later on. But I'll take a little bit of flour and kind of just gently coat the oxtails. And once I do that, okay, we're gonna get a big spoon. Okay, we're gonna get a big spoon and kind of just stir it around. It doesn't have to. Like I say, once you get a little bit in there, it's gonna be beneficial later on in the recipe because it's gonna make a gravy. Okay, or it's gonna make it kind of thick. Okay. All right. Okay, let's see. Let's add just another little spoonful. Okay. All right. Now, this is the first time I've ever used or cooked oxtail in a foodie. I've cooked shrimp and grits, chicken. I've also did ribs, and they all seem to turn out, pretty good. So, what I'm gonna do is give that a nice little stir. Okay. All right. Nice. We got that going. All right. I'm gonna go ahead and cover that. I put this plastic lid on the stove and it melted, and anyway, I need to get some more plastic. But anyway, I'm gonna come over here to my Ninja Foodie, and I'm gonna take a little olive oil spray, non-stick spray. Okay, and we're gonna just spray the inside. Okay. Now, once we do that, we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna turn the Ninja Foodi on. Okay, and we're gonna set it for. Now this is a newer one, so we're gonna set it for sear, and it's gonna be on high, and we're gonna turn it on. It doesn't really have a temperature. Okay. Now once we do that, we're gonna wait for it to heat up a little bit. Okay, and we're gonna take some of the olive oil. Okay, we used the spray, non-thick olive oil spray. Now we're going to take some of the olive oil and we're going to put it inside, just a little bit, not very much. Okay, and we're going to wait for that to heat up. Okay. Now later on I'll be making rice and I'll be putting peas in there, or actually I'll be putting pinto beans in the rice. Like I said, my wife, she loves Jamaican food. I'm not Jamaican, I'm from California, and like I said, I like to cook, and they say the way to a woman's heart is her stomach, or is, I don't know if that's true or not, but anyway, my wife loves to eat, and like I say, I like to cook. All right, so I'll be back in a second. We're gonna add, once we get the oxtails in, once this heats up, we're going to go ahead and sear the oxtails, and we're going to put them back in this bowl, and then we're going to, start our roux, so to speak. Okay? Be back in a second. Okay, now that the foodie has heated up a little bit, we're going to go ahead and we're going to take the oxtails and we're going to put them in there, and they're only going to be in there for a few minutes. Okay? Okay, get them on. Now, these oxtails were cut a little thinner. A lot of times people get the real big, thick ones, and this is about 3 pounds. And I don't know why oxtails seem like over the years people, just started really eating them or appreciating them, and then, supply and demand, and the price just kind of just shot up. Anyway, it is what it is. If you like them and you can afford to buy them, because a lot of times you go out and to some of these different restaurants, you'll get a spoonful of grease and very little oxtails, and they charge you, $25, $30. So, it's good if you can cook them at home, and it has that restaurant quality. Like I say, anything to kind of save money. And I guess since during the pandemic, well, I've always liked to cook. So, but like I say, I guess since the pandemic, haven't really went out to a lot of different restaurants. I think for one of our anniversaries last year, we ordered some food from Papados, and went and picked it up, and they screwed the order up, and I think we might have paid, close to $100, and we weren't satisfied at all. But like I say, it is what it is. But like I say, once this gets going, you can take your spoon and kind of stir it around. Like I said, what you want to do is, just get that little crust on the oxtail. Okay. And then I guess we're using a pressure cooker, as opposed to a crock pot. It's going to cook a lot faster. But like I say, normally if you use a crock pot, it still turns out Well, like I said, this is my first time using the Ninja Foodie, and since I've gotten it, I've gotten rid of, well, not really gotten rid of, but I took a lot of stuff off of my counter. I had a air fryer, I had a toaster oven, um, and some other different, I had one of those things I ordered like late at night, um, where you can rotisserie, two chickens, or, you can, I guess it's basically an air fryer, you know. But this thing here, it does just about everything that you need it to do. I mean, I've cooked steak in here, um, and just different dishes. I basically kind of use the cookbook for just the different things. Now, they didn't have oxtails in there, so I'm basically just using um, one of the many recipes that I've learned over the years uh, to make this. And like I said, we'll see how it turns out, because I know a lot of times when I first started using the Ninja Foodie, I tried to do a whole chicken, and the chicken came out kind of stringy. So, like I say, once you start using this thing, you know what it can and can't do, or how you're gonna have to adjust your cooking, because, like I said, it has pressure, steam, slow cook, and sear, saute, and it has air crisp, bake, roast, and broil. Okay. Um, like I say, it's kind of ideal for, well, I don't work, so I guess you get home from work or whatever you want, a meal that normally would take a few hours, or, take all day. You can put it in this thing here, and there you go. Like the British used to say, or the Brits say, you can, season up your meat, and put all the necessary ingredients in here, as far as, onions and bell peppers, and, put the pressure lid on, and set it for about 60 minutes, and Bob's your uncle. Okay? All right. That right there is getting that brown favor, that brown looking sear that we want. Okay. So I'll just let it go a little bit longer while I check my broth over here. Okay. We got that nice brown coat that we wanted on here. After, like I said, we stirred the oxtails. Now we're putting back in the bowl that they were initially in. I can smell all the seasoning, or the oxtail seasoning that I put on here. Okay. Oh, it's gonna be so good over some rice. Oh my God. Yep. Alright. We're gonna go ahead and finish taking that out, and then we're gonna add our chicken, or our beef broth, and then we're gonna go ahead and start adding our vegetables. Okay. Okay. Now we've gotten the oxtails back into the pan. We're gonna take our chicken broth, or beef broth, excuse me, and we're gonna go ahead and put it in the Ninja Foodie. Okay. Now, you can use chicken broth, you can use beef broth, and this particular time I use beef broth. Okay. Once you got the beef broth in, you can take your vegetables and just pour them in. Okay. And then we're gonna go ahead and take out about maybe 2 or 3 of the green bell peppers. You don't want to use a lot, because you don't want that bell pepper taste. Sometimes bell pepper can like overpower a dish. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna take out a couple of these and throw them back in the freezer. Okay. Okay. Now we have our bell pepper and we have our minced garlic. I'm going to go ahead and add that to our little slurry mix here. And go ahead and get this haze on. We're going to use the whole packet. Okay, oh, that's going to be really good. Yeah, it looks red, but once everything starts browning, it's going to be really delicious. Okay, now we're going to go ahead and take a little bit of our soy sauce and Worcestershire sauce and some of the kitchen bouquet, and we're going to put that in there. And then we're going to also add onion powder, a little garlic powder, and just a little bit of this accent. I love this. I use this every time I cook. I mean, there's something about it I like, you know. Okay, a little bit of that. The thing with onion powder, you can, add as much as you want. Okay. I mean, later on you're gonna be tasting it, and when it gets done, and you're like, ooh, you know what? I think it needs a little bit more pepper, or a little bit more of this, or and that's always the case. I mean, you can over season it. So I guess when you're seasoning, you don't really want to use a lot of salt because, like I say, you can over season it. Okay. Okay. Let's say you're gonna put a little bit of the kitchen bouquet. Just that much. Okay. And just a little of this soy sauce. You don't want to overdo it. And the same thing with the Worcestershire. You don't really want to overdo it. Okay, because Worcestershire is a really pungent kind of seasoning. But anyway, once you get this in here, and give it a quick little stir. Okay. All right, and what we're gonna do is we're gonna turn it off. Got those oxtails right there. We're gonna turn it off sear. Okay. Well, I'm gonna turn off. Let's see. Oh. Oh. Well, let's see. Okay. We're gonna put it on pressure. Well, it doesn't seem like it's okay. There you go. So on pressure. Okay, we're gonna take our oxtails and we're gonna add them to the mix. Okay. Okay. Once you get the oxtails in, you can give them a quick little stir. Get all that stuff mixed in there real good. Okay. And then what we're going to do now is we're going to take our lid here. Okay. And we match it up to this right here. And what you're going to do is you're going to slide it over. You're going to make sure that the vent is closed. Okay. That open, that's closed right there. Okay. And once you do that, what you're going to do is you got it on pressure. Temperature is going to be on high. And the time we're going to set is going to be approximately between, we'll say about, let's go with 50 minutes, okay? And all you do is just hit start, okay? And it's going to take a few minutes for it to, get ready to start pressuring. And while we're doing that, we're going to go ahead and get our rice going, okay? I have an old-fashioned rice cooker, and never really had any problems out of it. The rice usually turns out pretty good, okay? Okay, this is my old-fashioned rice steamer, and what you do is you want to rinse your rice, okay, and you want to leave a little water, maybe like a ½ inch of water on top of the rice. And then what you want to do is put the pot on the stove and basically turn it on. You put the rice on top like that, and you have this lid. I mean, I love this. I mean, I have a rice steamer down in the basement, and I think I used it once or twice. I love this thing here. It's simple. You really can't screw the rice. It's idiot proof. Okay. All right. We're still waiting for the Ninja Foodi, I guess, to pressurize. Usually, this process takes about maybe a good 10 to 15 minutes, and then once this little thing stops going around in a circle, it means it's pressurized, and then it will begin the 50-minute countdown as far as cooking. Okay, so we'll be back and see how everything turns out.